The new iPhone 16 series has just been launched, and I'm currently here in Hong Kong, as usual, to pick up my pre-ordered phones. Come join me. Alam nyo, itong iPhone 16 series is probably the weirdest launch I've ever witnessed in my 8 years of reviewing smartphones. Because if you remember from their Apple event launch, most of it is all about Apple Intelligence. But take note, this Apple Intelligence is not yet available during its launch. So right now guys, kahit na meron na tayo nitong iPhone 16 Pro and the Pro Max, we still won't be able to use that. Apple will be rolling out an update or software update for the 16 series as well as for the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max by around October. What I got is the iPhone 16 Pro Max in Desert Titanium. Again, this is the only new colorway we got for the Pros. While for the 16 Pro, what I have is in white titanium. Here's a very quick unboxing. As you can see, we got the same things except this time there is no Apple stickers. At a glance, you will notice na medyo challenging na i-differentiate yung bagong iPhone 16 Pro Max and last year's iPhone 15 Pro Max. But if you were to hold the new phones and see the devices side by side, you will definitely see the differences. But kung titignan nyo guys, aesthetically, there are none. Here is the 15 Pro Max, and this is the new 16 Pro Max, and the 15 Pro, and of course, the 16 Pro. It's still the same titanium grade 5 device with flat edges and curved corners. But kung gusto nyong maging specific, which is I know you guys want that, yung iPhone 16 Pro is actually taller and wider than the 15 Pro. It's not a lot and it still is pocket-sized, but it now weighs 199 grams. Which is in comparison from the 15 Pro that only weighs 187 grams. So yes, malaki-laki yung binigat ngayon ng 16 Pro. Which is why if you were to buy cases, hindi po kasya yung mga older 15 Pro and Pro Max cases sa bagong iPhone 16 Pro series. And speaking of cases, before you start buying your new iPhone devices, make sure they are protected. Good thing the sponsor of today's video is Caseify. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are familiar with Caseify, but to those who don't, Caseify is a brand from Hong Kong that sells these amazing cases and even accessories. They have impact, bounce, impact ring stand, and more. On time with the new iPhone launch, they just released this new Ultra Bounce case that can handle impacts from a 30-foot drop. It also has a cutout for the new camera control. Along with this, there's also an Ultra Bounce utility lanyard that easily attaches to the Ultra Bounce corners so you can securely carry your brand new iPhone in style. Together with it is a cute carabiner which gives it a rugged look and lets you hook it to anything. So yes, there are a lot of ways you can wear this new utility lanyard. Now, if you are looking for something that is more for everyday, Caseify also offers the bounce case and the impact case. Anyway, the new iPhone 16 cases are now available. You can use my code here to get discount or click the link below. Okay, so now back with the new iPhone 16 Pros. Ang pinakamalaking change is probably the camera control button. Again, it's called camera control button and not camera button. Okay, so how do we use it? If your phone is asleep, a press will wake it, another press will open the camera, and a third press will fire the shutter. Pero ano ba talaga to? It's a stack of technology that includes pressure and touch sensors under a sapphire surface. And during my 24 hours with the new iPhone 16 Pros, I have to say, it takes a lot of getting used to. You can double press to engage the tactic engine, and here you can access additional camera features katulad ng different lenses, aperture, exposure, and other controls. You can adjust the settings by swiping, and then a double light press naman lets you switch between those settings. But take note, pwede nyong i-adjust yung level of sensitivity on each settings depending on how you want it. So yes, it's not just any shutter button. Right now, I still don't know how I feel about this new camera control button considering that last year when they added an action button, it is rarely used by me. So let's see on our long-term review or doon sa full review natin that I will be doing on the following days if it's actually useful. Anyway, Apple said during their event na meron na nga silang faster camera sensor for the 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max, which claims that they will be offering zero shutter lag. And in my experience, at least for my first 24 hours, you can indeed click away pretty fast on the camera button. Either you are shooting in HEIF, RAW, or JPEG mode. Okay, so yung iPhone 16 Pro and even the Pro Max now gets a faster 48 megapixels fusion camera. 48 megapixels ultra-wide, and this is up from the 12 megapixels from last year. At the same time, they also now have autofocus, so mas maganda na yung mga macro shots natin ngayon. And thankfully guys, we now get the same 12 megapixels 5x optical zoom that you will find on the 16 Pro Max. I wouldn't say it's super innovative for them to higher up the megapixels. Usually talaga every year dapat naman. But I think what really made me happy is that we get the same set of cameras now. Hindi na natin kailangan piliin yung Pro Max just to get a 5x. This time, hindi na tayo magko-compromise. Quickly, I wanna talk about the camera output. Ang dami kasing nagsasabi na hindi nila gusto yung mga recent iPhones, the 14, the 15, and even now the new 16 because of the output. I have to say medyo aggressive naman nga talaga, and hindi ko talaga nagugustuhan kung bakit masyadong over-sharpened yung images. Lalong-lalo na when it comes to its front camera. And during our testing right now, for the first 24 hours, ganun pa din. So yes, yun yung bad news ko sa inyo ngayon. When it comes to shadows, highlights, I would say it did not change. But again, there are a lot of techniques you can find online. Pero, bakit hindi na lang kasi nila ayusin? Anyway, the video gets an upgrade too. The 16 Pro and even the Pro Max is now able to capture 4K at 120 FPS. Anyway, high frame rate means we can slow the video way down and make it more dramatic. Actually, ang tawag nila dito is cinematic slow motion. Meron din tayong bagong speed control under edit na nag-offer ng options between 20%, which is 24 FPS. Meron din tayong 25%, which is 30 FPS. 50% for 60 FPS, and yung default, which is 120 FPS at 100%. Those are just the specs on paper. Syempre, we will still be doing an in-depth camera review soon. But what I'm really impressed about is probably the new audio mix. Actually, it's more of an editing tool. From the name itself, this lets you remix your audio as one might be in a studio for a much better and clearer result. May mga options tayo like standard, in-frame, studio, and cinematic. Anyway, they also enhance the image control, which is under styles. Pwede nyo nang i-pre-process or even post-process yung images nyo. Pwede nyong i-adjust yung undertone nyo, wherein the undertones adjust skin tone while trying to leave the rest of the photo untouched. But how do you actually access this? Andun siya sa bagong grid icon on the upper right of the camera app. Pwede nyong i-swipe left to change the mood from vibrant, natural, luminous, and more. Pwede rin kayong mag-adjust and create your own mood or undertones. And this works both on the rear cameras and even on the front camera. Now, when it comes to battery and even the new chip that they put here, which is the A18 Pro, I have yet to actually try it. Again, 24 hours pa lang halos yung naging experience ko with these devices, so ang hirap magsabi agad. But software-wise, itong review units ko is already running on iOS 18, which again allows you to customize your home screen, lock screen, control center, and more. Actually, ang dami nilang na-revamp dito and most of it are really useful for the new iPhone 16 series, from which we will also be talking about on our full review. When it comes to the screen technology, actually wala masyadong nagbago dito. To be honest, wala talaga. Pero hindi naman ibig sabihin nito hindi maganda yung ating naging experience so far. The Super Retina XDR resolution is still excellent for me. But this still doesn't defeat the S24 Ultra or even the Pixel 9 Pro XL. Although, I would like to point out, mas skinny na yung ating bezels. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo, mas lumaki yung ating display size. Akala ko nga nung una, baka on paper lang yan and in person hindi mo mahalata. But we did compare it and yes, halata na mas lumaki nga yung display natin. Now is the end of our video and probably you are asking, should you buy it? Right now, hindi ko talaga masabi. Pero kung bibili kayo sa mga unauthorized reseller, just make sure it's worth the higher price tag. Again, kapag unang release, mas mataas talaga yan at malaki talaga yung tubo. So kung naka iPhone 14 or even 15 Pro Max ka, I don't think now is the right time for you to get the new iPhone 16 Pros. Or, pwede rin naman ganito, you can wait until lahat ng features ng Apple Intelligence ay nailabas na. Again, not because they said na meron na by October, it doesn't mean lahat ay meron na. They will slowly release the features. At the same time, it also depends on how old is your current phone. Anyway, I'll be seeing you guys on our full review. At the same time, syempre, meron din tayong video for the regular iPhone 16. Again, it's your Tech Girl Mary and see you on our next video. Bye!